Namaskar, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, officials, professionals, listener learners, respected doctors and directors, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors. I, Dr. Rakesh from USA, heartily cordially welcome. It is really nice time, nice section, nice place today. All of you are watching YouTube channel 3M Creator. Dear friends, what is happening around the world? Let us go through in the form of unity in diversity. Our great men, freedom fighters, free thinkers, philosophers, psychologists, historians, geographers, scientists, doctor, engineer, those born in India, they addressed a great message of oneness, equality and unity throughout the world. 996. Hustle culture is taking hold in Silicon Valley. Working 9 to 5 is a way to make a living, but in Silicon Valley, among the competitive artificial intelligence careers, branding 996 is the way to get ahead, or at least to signal 10, or at least to signal to those around you that you are taking work seriously. The number combo refers to a work schedule 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. That has its origin in China's hard-charging taxi. In 2021, a Chinese High Court bailed employers from compelling employees to work 72 hours weeks. California tech workers are from fixated on the approach and have been posting about it non-stop in recent weeks on the social platform X and LinkedIn. Evidence of the trend is so far largely anecdotal. Some companies are noting their expectation for 70 hours plus work weeks in job description. Executives are said to be asking prospective hires if they are willing to work such schedules and run a financial operations startup noted in a blog post this month that it had observed a higher share of corporate credit card transactions in San Francisco on Saturdays for the first half of this year than in previous years, which is took to mean that people are working more on weekends. Though the term is relatively new in Silicon Valley, 996 is a high octane version of something that has been around the tech industry for a while, said Margaret O'Mara, an historian at the University of Washington and the author of the code. Silicon Valley and the Rama King of America, she said, since the 1960s when semiconductor companies were in fierce competition, many tech firms have had intense hours, heavy work cultures and have been California casual on the outside and old-fashioned workaholic on the inside. Boeing settled lawsuit linked to deceased whistleblower. FBI fires agents who kneeled at 2020 racial justice protest. Fastest selling cars in US are used EVs. Boeing settles lawsuit linked to deceased whistleblower. Boeing reached a settlement on Friday in a wrongful death lawsuit brought by the mother Boeing settled lawsuit linked to deceased whistleblower. Boeing released. Boeing reached a settlement on Friday in a wrongful death lawsuit brought by the mother of John Barnett, a former Boeing worker who raised concerns about the plane maker's production that was potentially putting the passengers at risk. In the settlement filed in the U.S. District Court in South California, Boeing agreed to pay at least $50,000 to Barnett's mother, who agreed to drop her claims that the company contributed to her son's death by suicide on March 9, 2024. Barnett spent 32 years at the company before leaving in 2017. After leaving the company, Barnett accused Boeing management of mistreating him in retribution for raising concerns. The settlement also includes misclosed terms resolving the retaliation claim, which Barnett's mother pursued on his behalf. Boeing, in a statement shared, we are saddened by Barnett's death and extend our condolences to his family as we reach this resolution. Boeing took action several years ago to review and address the issues that Barnett raised. The attorneys representing Barnett's mother, Robert Turkewitz and Brian Knowledge, could not be immediately raised for comment. FBI fires agents who lead the 2020 racial justice process from Washington. The FBI has fired a group of its agents, photographed kneeling on the street in an attempt to de-escalate tension during a racial justice protest in Washington in 2020. In the aftermath of George Floyd's killing by police in Minneapolis, three people familiar with the matter shared on Friday. The terminations came amid a spate of dismissal within the rank of the nation's most prominent law enforcement agency since Rashtrapati Trump loyalist was confirmed by the Republican-controlled U.S. Senate. In fact, to lead the FBI, it was not clear precisely how many FBI agents were terminated on Friday. Fastest selling cars in US are used EVs. A year ago, the new Ford Mustang GT had a sticker price around $55,000. A month ago, Jeff Craig, a retired realtor, bought a slightly used 2024 version for $33,000 in exchange for 12 months and 13,000 miles. FIR at data center People's Networks in South Korea. Vietnam to evacuate 250,000 from cost ahead of Typhoon Gualoi from Hanoi. Vietnam plans to evacuate more than 250,000 residents from coastal areas on Sunday ahead of the arrival of Typhoon Gualoi, which is expected to lash the country's steel-producing central belt. The storm that tends to affect Vietnam this year is currently at sea, generating winds of 130 kilometers per hour and is expected to make landfall at 7 p.m. according to the meteorology agency. Central Vietnam, the largest city, the Yan plans evacuates more than 210,000 residents, state media reported, while more than 32,000 residents of Hue living near coastal areas are also set to be moved to safer areas. More than 15,000 residents in Ha Tin, known as the key steel production with hub, have been slated for evacuation to schools and medical centers converted into temporary shelters, authorities said. Nearly 117,000 military personnel have been mobilized. All domestic airports were shut and all fishing boats in the typhoon's path have been called back to harbor. I feel a bit anxious but still hopeful that everything will be fine in the aftermath. We are all safe after the recent typhoon Kaziki. I hope this one will be the same or less severe. Nguyen Kuyang, 29, a resident of Hathin City, told AFP. The typhoon is expected to pack winds of around 133 kph as it makes landfall on Sunday evening. Vietnam National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting said on its website. This is a fast-moving storm with very strong intensity and wide range of impact, capable of causing a combination of various types of natural disasters such as strong winds, heavy rain, floods, landslides, and coastal. State media quoted Central Director scientists warned that storms are becoming more powerful as the world warms due to the effects of human-driven climate change. In Vietnam, more than 100 people were killed or missing from natural disasters in the first 7 months of 2025, according to the Agriculture Ministry. UN arms embargo, other sanctions reimposed on Iran over its nuclear plans. Iran denounces move as unjustifiable. Iran on Sunday condemned as unjustifiable the reinstatement of unsanctioned over its nuclear program. The reactivation of annual resolution is legally baseless and unjustifiable. All countries must refrain from recognizing this illegal situation. The Iranian Foreign Ministry said in a statement, the Islamic Republic of Iran will firmly defend its national rights and interests, and any action aimed at undermining the rights and interests of its people will face a firm and appropriate response. It added Russia made clear it would not enforce sanctions, considering them invalid. From United Nations, the UN had reinstated an arms embargo and other sanctions on Iran over its nuclear program, following a process triggered by European powerful that Tehran had warned will be met with a harsh response. Britain, France and Germany initiated the return of on sanctions on Iran at the UN Security Council over accusations it had violated a 2015 deal that aimed to stop it developing a nuclear bomb. Iran denies seeking nuclear weapons, the end of the decade-long nuclear deal originally agreed by Iran. Britain, Germany, France and the US, Russia and China is likely to exacerbate tension in West Asia. Just months after Israel and the US bombed Iranian nuclear sites. UN sanctions imposed by the Security Council in resolutions adopted between 2006 and 2010 were reinstated at 8 p.m. EDT on Saturday. Attempts to delay the return of all sanctions on Iran failed on the sidelines of the annual gathering of world leaders at the UN this week. Iran and all states to abide fully by these resolutions. The foreign ministers of France, Britain and Germany said in a joint statement after the deadline passed. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kader Kallas confirmed in a statement Sunday that the bloc could now proceed to implement the reimposition of all previously lifted UN and EU nuclear-related sanctions without delay. Israel hailed the reimposition of sanctions on its hard foil as a major development, citing what it called Tehran's ongoing violations over the nuclear program. The goal is clear: prevent a nuclear-armed Iran. The world must use every tool to achieve this goal. The Israel Foreign Ministry said on Post on X that Iranian rial plummeted to a record low against the US dollar on Sunday. According to currency trading websites on the black market, the rial was trading at around 1.12 million rials against the dollar. The Bombast and Alan Chan websites reported about a month after it had been slightly above 1 million trials to the greenback. With the return of UN sanctions, Iran will again be subjected to an arms embargo and a ban on all uranium enrichment and reprocessing activities, as well as any activity related to ballistic missiles capable of delivering nuclear weapons. Other sanctions to be reimposed include a travel ban on dozens of Iranian citizens. Former Chinese agri minister gets death with 2-year reprieve for graft. From using China's former Minister of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, Tang Renjian, was on Sunday sentenced to death with a 2-year reprieve for accepting bribes amount to $38 million. Tanks thrust deeper into Gaza. Fuse Berlin protest urges end to Gaza war from Berlin. Tens of thousands of demonstrators marched through the streets of the German capital on Saturday to demand that Israel halt its military campaign in Gaza. Large crowds waved Palestinian flags and banners reading "Free Palestine" and "Food and Water are human rights" as they marched from Berlin's town hall. Today we can send a signal that the majority who are against Israel's policies and against this genocide are visible on the streets and can take action. Dustbin herself, Hirschfeld, who took part in the Together for Gaza demonstration, told AFP the protesters finished their march at Berlin Victory Column Monument, the site of a rally and concert by rappers and hip-hop artists. Police estimated some 60,000 people took part in both the march and the rally, which was organized by dialing political party and civil society groups. Organizers put the figure around 100,000, about 1,800 police were deployed to monitor the protest. Medics say many injured are trapped. From Cairo, Israeli tanks moved deeper into Gaza City's residential districts on Sunday as local health authorities said they have been unable to respond to dozens of desperate calls expressing concern about the fate of residents in the targeted areas. Search op launched after suspected Pak drone spotted in Samba from Jammu. South India accounts for 58% of whiskey sales in final year 25. From New Delhi, South Indian states dominate the sales of IMFL, accounting for 58%. Revenue in final year 25 with Karnataka retaining the top national slot of contributing 17% of the pan India. Cultural icon Jubin Garg's family filed complaint with Assam CID. From Guwahati, the family of Assam cultural icon Jubin Garg filed a complaint with the state SID over the death by drowning in Singapore, seeking a thorough probe into the incident. Garg's uncle Manoj Kumar Borkhapur, a signatory in the complaint, told PTI that they had sent it to the CID through email on Saturday. We want a thorough probe into the circumstances leading to Jubin's death, he said. Garg's wife Garima and his sister Palma Borkhapur are the other signatories. We have sought an investigation into all those present on the yacht trip during which the fatal incident occurred. Organizer of North East India Festival, Shantanu Mahanta and others who may be associated with the incident, another family member of Garg said. Garg was in the Southeast Asian country to participate in the festival and had been drowned while swimming without a life jacket in the sea on September 19 during the yacht trip organized by members of the Singapore Assam Association. The singer's family also asked the police to take steps to secure the copyrights of the creative work of Garg. A senior police officer said, "We have received a complaint from Garg's family and are examining it." He said the Special Investigation Team SIT of CID is already probing the incident surrounding the death of the singer composition, and the complaint filed by the family will be taken up with it. Food processing sector to attract 1.02 lakh crore rupees investment. Government signed agreements with 26 overseas and domestic firms. From New Delhi, the government had signed agreements with 26 overseas and domestic firms during the World Food India Summit for investment worth rupees 1.02 lakh crore in India's food processing sector. The summit organized by the Ministry of Food Processing Industry was held at Bharat Mandapam International Capital from September 25 to 28. In an official statement on Sunday, the ministry said the World Food India 2025 concluded on a historic note with investment commitments of unprecedented scale. Over the course of the 4 days, even 26 leading a domestic and a global companies signed memoranda of understanding worth a total of rupees marking and marking one of the largest investment announcements in India's food processing sector, the ministry added. On the first day of the summit, inaugurated by the Prime Minister, Union Food Processing Minister Chirag Paswan had asserted that MOUs worth over rupees 1 lakh crore would be signed during the 4-day event. These MOUs are projected to generate direct employment for over 64,000 people and create indirect opportunities for more than 10 lakh individuals, the statement shared. The companies that signed MOUs include Reliance Consumer Products, Office Space Demand Outspaces Supply Study says from New Delhi, despite office space demand exceeding new supply across most Indian cities in the third quarter of 2025. Overall vacancy levels remained steady due to relocation and tenant churn at the national level. Vacancy held from 16.4%. However, Pune and Delhi NCR saw vacancy rated increase by over 100 basis points quarter on quarter, driven by a surge in new officer completion in these markets. According to a recent report by real estate consultancy firm Colliers, the report further noted that average rental rates continue to rise across major cities, supported by strong demand supply dynamics which indicated sustained confidence among occupiers. Building activity across India's top 7 office markets has remained upbeat in the first 3 quarters of 2025. Space take for the year has reached 50.9 million square feet, marking an 8% year-over-year growth. However, on a quarterly basis, it did marginally to 17.2 million square feet in Q3 2025, the report said. While Bengaluru continued to drive overall transaction volumes in the third quarter, Pune, Mumbai and Chennai particularly witnessed high demand traction. Effigy makers balance innovation and tradition. Patriotism in Fox from New Delhi at a bustling camp in Lal Killa Maidan. Effigy makers bent over their brushes, painstakingly painting the fierce faces of Lankini and her guards, dedicating weeks to each Kukla that chronicles the epic of Ramayana. As our committee embarks on its 102nd Ravana Dala, Ram Dahan, we are more focused on preserving the age-old tradition, including repairing the workers who have been with us for the last 50 years, said Ravi Jain, the press secretary of the Shri Dharmik Leela Committee. With Dussehra only days away, Ramleela committees across the capital are racing to ensure that the towering effigies of Ravana, Meghnad and Kumbhakarna are ready by October 2. This year, patriotism is at the heart of many celebrations on several grounds. The mention of Operation Sindoor and Indian missiles are hard to miss. Behind the larger-than-life spectacles are artisans, men and women from Bareilly, Meerut, Ghaziabad and beyond, who work quietly in makeshift campus. They cut, paste and wrap glossy sheets around bamboo frames, giving shape to the tractors. For many, this is more than seasonal work, it is family inheritance. At Dwarka Shri Ram Leela Society, Akash Rajesh Gehlot, son of the late BJP MLA, Rajesh Gehlot of Mashallah constituency is determined to carry forward his father's legacy. Last year, the committee made the city's tallest Ravana effigy that cost rupees 30 lakh. This is the first time in 14 years since its beginning my father wouldn't be here guiding us. I am making sure there is no lack of arrangements in his absence. Akash said, the Ravana activity will be 140 foot tall. Meghna and Kumbhakarna will tower at 130 feet. The gates will be named after Brahma's stages, Rudra and Akash. The committees will rely on green crackers and sound systems to create the spectacle of Ravana. But we switched to green crackers since the festivities shouldn't harm to environment at any cost, and we maintain that, said the General Secretary of the Shri Ram Leela Committee at Ram Leela Maidan. Some committees some committees are using the festival to spark dialogue. Initially, the Shri Ram Leela Committee of Indraprastha Vista is building a false effigy symbolizing contemporary social levels. We have been doing this for the past 8 years. Every year, the visitors get to cast their votes till October 1. Then we burn the fourth effigy of their choice. Their press secretary Suresh said this year the public must choose between the David of tariffs and Pahalgam terrorists. Quarter stories of unity are at play. So hell needs paper, match, or Ravana hands which he then leaves to dry alongside head, gear and swords. Gentle Alam works a few days away on another commissioned effigy at Lal Kila Maidan. Manju Devi from Haryana plays shiny sheets for Kumbhakarna's highest annual either total play nearby. Wangchuk's wife crashes Park Lake charge from Leh or New Delhi. Jailed activist Sonam Wangchuk's wife Gitanjali Hangmo had trashed allegations of Pakistan link and financial irregularities against him, terming the charge that Wangchuk incited the violence in Leh and misplaced. She claimed that he has been protesting in the most Gandhian way possible. The situation escalated on September 24 due to the action of the CRPF police detained climate activist Wangchuk on Friday under the stringent National Security Act. 8 crore rupees digital arrest case. Man arrested for renting out account from Mumbai. The South Region Cybercrime Police on Friday arrested Abhinav Soni, 28, from Navi Mumbai for providing his bank account to protesters to receive cyber victims' money. The accused account received rupees 1.65 crore from an 83-year-old South Mumbai woman who transferred the money after she was threatened with arrest in a fake money laundering case. The octogenarian, who had retired from a PSU after working for 4 decades, was kept under digital detention for a month. She was asked to transfer money to the court's bank accounts for security and ended up losing rupees 7.72 crore. Soni was remanded in police custody till September 29. Soni, who holds a master's in social science, originally belongs to UP and was working at a Navi Mumbai call center for the last 1 month. An FIR in this case was registered on August 12. A team led by SDCP Cyber Purushottam Karak, Senior Inspector Nand Kumar Gopala, Inspector Sandeep Kala and Assistant Inspector Ishan Kharote is probing the case. One of the wanted accused appeared in a police uniform during during a video call and told the senior citizens that they found financial transactions between her and the founder of an airline who was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate earlier in a money laundering case. He even sent her a video of the Kolaba police station to show they were genuine calls. The woman stayed alone while her two married daughters live in Dubai and Melbourne. The Mumbai police first received a tip-off about the digital arrest scam from the Intelligence Bureau. Visit the woman's address. Two infiltrators killed along LOC in JNK from Srinagar. Security forces foiled an infiltration attempt along with a line of control in Jammu and Kashmir's Kupwara on Sunday, killing two infiltrators, officials said. The incident occurred in the Kerala sector after troops spotted suspicious movement near the LOC. Then challenged the infiltrators opened fire, taking a gun battle. A search operation is currently underway. Hence, the identities and group affiliations of the two men gunned down were not immediately known. The army and police have not issued any official statement on the operation. This is the second infiltration attempt in a month. On August 31, two infiltrators were killed in the Gurel sector. One of whom was later identified as Babu Khan, a man in his 60s and a guide called as human GPS helping and guiding infiltration into the Kashmir Valley. DNA test disapproves paternity. Maintenance pay out halted after wife sought maintenance in court. The husband produced a DNA report from a private Delhi laboratory suggesting he was not the biological father of the daughter. Case sent back to trial court for fresh adjudication. From Ahmedabad, a 65-year-old cloth merchant secured temporary relief from paying maintenance to his estranged wife after a session court in Dholka considered DNA reports that disapprove his paternity of one of their two children. The sessions court issued a magisterial court's order directing him to pay rupees 3,000 monthly maintenance and remain the case for fresh adjudication, observing that the lower court earlier ignored crucial DNA evidence. The couple married in 1992 and had a son and a daughter. Following marital discord, they began living separately in 2021. The husband filed for divorce in a family court in Ahmedabad on the grounds of the wife's infidelity. As the wife sought maintenance through the JMFC court in Dholka, the husband produced a DNA report from a private Delhi laboratory suggesting he was not the biological father of the daughter. To substantiate this claim, he later obtained a second DNA test from the Forensic Science Laboratory FSL in Gandhinagar, conducted under a court's direction, which confirmed the earlier finding. On this basis, he opposed the maintenance application, contending that his wife lived an adulterous life and was not entitled to financial support. The JMFC court, however, disregarded that DNA reports and ordered him to pay maintenance, challenging this order. The husband moved the session court. After reviewing the evidence, the sessions court ruled. This court finds that the imposed order passed by the trial court is required to be remanded back for a fresh consideration of the entire evidence with specific instructions to property and thoroughly examine the documentary evidence, particularly the DNA reports and to provide a detailed and reasoned finding on the issue of the children's paternity and its bearing on the opponent's entitlement to maintenance. Two laborers fall to death in Ahmedabad from Ahmedabad. Two laborers died and one was severely injured after they fell while installing a hoarding on a residential building in Gujarat's Ahmedabad city on Sunday afternoon, police said. NRIs raised 431K dollars worldwide to aid kin of hotelier killed in Dalal. From Surat, when Chandramouli Bob Nagamala 50 migrated to the US from Bangalore to 2020. He dreamed of better opportunities for his family and hoped to run his own hotel with his son Gaur. One day reports Yagnesh Mehta with brutal murder in front of his wife and son on September 10 at a motel. He was managing in Dialogues of the world. Death would not mean an end to the dream of a bright future for his son. Young men from the Gujarati community who own a large number of motels in the US have come forward in support. They began a drive online for donation and over $451,000 has been collected so far from all over the world. The Asian American Hotel Owners Association Charitable Foundation also came forward to fund the education of Bob's son. Those who knew Bob and his family began to raise funds online through GoFundMe. They boast their breadwinner and his son just got out of high school. The least we can do is start from this initiative. Tinmay Patel, who began the drive, said downtown Suits Dalal. Minos Nepal Saver. Minos Nepal Savior historic win against West Indies from Kathmandu. Nepal on Sunday celebrated their stunning victory against the West Indies, their first ever winning international cricket match against a test-playing nation. Nepal defeated West Indies by 19 runs with our first T20 international of a three-match series in Sharjah on Saturday. The win marks Nepal's first rank for the two-time T20 World Cup champions and represents a major milestone for the rising cricketing nation. It is a historic win for us and helps improve our playing and helps improve our players standing in the cricketing world. Manhas era begins at BCCI. 6 Delhi skippers elected unpaused as president. CAB representative Ganguly skips is here. No maintenance to parents. Gift deed can become void from New Delhi. Delhi High Court recently held that love and affection are implied conditions in gift deeds by senior citizens to their family members. Not providing maintenance to them after the gift deed is executed would mean that the property was transferred through fraud. Property was transferred through fraud or caution and it can be declared void. The observations came from a division bench comprising Chief Justice Devendra Kumar Upadhyay and Justice Tushar Rao Gadela, while upholding the cancellation of a property gift deed executed by an 88-year-old woman. Over 11,500 evacuated. Over 11,500 evacuated in Marathwada amid heavy rains took in hardship from Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. More than 11,500 persons were moved to safer places in central Maharashtra's Marathwadas on Sunday, with the authorities expecting more inflow into the Jakwadi Dam in the region. Officials said on Sunday 2 persons have died due to rain-related incidents in the Dharamshir district of area, which also comprises Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, Jalna Beat, Datur, Nanded, Hingoli and Parbhani district. The situation turned green, particularly in Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar and Nanded district after the water level rose in Godavari river due to discharge from the Jakwadi Dam, triggering the relocation of those living on its banks and outlying areas they shed. In Pathan town in Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, 7,000 persons were evacuated after the water discharge from the Jakwadi, the largest reservoir in the region, reached 2.26 lakh cusecs. An official said these persons were relocated from Chaitanyananda, hailed from Agra, New Delhi or Agra, UP. Self-styled godman Chaitanyananda Saraswati, who alleged sexually harassed 17 women students at a private institute in Delhi, was apprehended from Agra early Sunday and produced before a court here by Delhi police for custody. Officials said that a Delhi police team traced Saraswati to Agra, where he was staying at a hotel, and arrested him at around 3:30 am. They also covered one iPad and 3 phones from his possession. One of the phones had access to the CCTV footage of the campus and the hostel, through which he monitored the students' movement. Investigators and Chaitanyanand and his associates falsely projected proximity to the Prime Minister's office (PMO). He had allegedly made calls to various people claiming he had links with the PMO, which enabled him to secure support and cooperation while evading the authorities, a senior police officer said. While avoiding arrest, the accused allegedly kept changing the places and hotels in Vrindavan, Mathura and Agra in Uttar Pradesh, and used taxis to travel. To escape detection, he stayed in cheaper hotels, the police official said. Police also found fake visiting cards from him showing him associated with the United Nations Economic and Social Council as its permanent ambassador and BRICS as commission member and Indian Special Envoy de Premier. Multiple teams were formed to nab Saraswati based on inputs. We tracked him to a hotel in Agra's Taj Gun area and caught him from there around 3:30 a.m. On Sunday, the senior police officer said, adding that he filed daily on August 4 when the FIR was registered. According to the hotel staff in Agra, Chaitanyananda registered at the hotel around 4 p.m. on September 27 under the name Parthasarthi and was assigned room number 111. He remained in the room throughout the night. Earlier, police was rupees linked to Saraswati Park in multiple banks. According to the FIR, Saraswati, former chairman of the Management Institute in Southwest India, allegedly caused female students to visit his quarters later at night and sent them inappropriate text messages. Odds are he allegedly kept track of students' movements to his phone. During the investigation, it was revealed that the accused allegedly used different names and particulars to operate multiple bank accounts and withdrew over Rs. 50 lakh after the FIR was registered against him. The office added he had allegedly submitted documents with varying particulars at the time of account opening. Why India's blood donation policy still excludes LGBTQ person? Recently, on a Malayalam reality show, superstar Mohan Lal confronted constant Lakshmi after she questioned the presence of housemates Adila Nasrina and Kazima Nura, this lesbian couple. Lakshmi said she would never welcome them into her home. Mohanlal shot back. What right do you have to say who is allowed in houses? If you can't stand them, leave the house, get off the slope. While his remarks drew widespread praise as a rare mainstream defense of LGBTQ 1A plus visibility in Kerala, they also reignited debate over India's blood donation policies. If society should accept and respect LGBTQ individuals, why is their blood banned from donation? Critics asked under the 2017 guidelines issued by the National Blood Transfusion Council, NBTC and the National AIDS Control Organization, NACO. Transgender person, men who have sex with men, MSM, and female sex workers are permanently barred from donating blood. These guidelines classify these groups as high risk for HIV and other transmitted infection. The stance critics say based on outdated assumptions rather than current science. Clauses 12 of 51 of the guidelines mandate permanent default for these communities, regardless of individual health or behavior. A policy activist argued discriminates based on identity rather than personal risk. Activists argue that such exclusions violate fundamental rights to equality, Article 14, non-discrimination, Article 15, and dignity, Article 21. In May this year, in response to petition against the ban, the Supreme Court directed the central government to consult medical experts and reconsider the guidelines. questioning whether labeling entire communities as risky without assessing individuals' behavior deepens prejudice and exclusion. Practitioners, including Santa Kurari Sharif, when Gandhi lives on through stands, coins, and rail memorabilia, much before the National Gallery of Modern Art (NGMA) opened in 1996 at the Coast Public Hall in South Mumbai. It hosted many anti-British protests. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi 1869 to 1948 or simply Bapu or Mahatma Gandhi to millions of his administrators, to millions of his admirers was among the stalwarts who railed against the Raj. It therefore sounds that the NGMA is commemorating the Mahatma's birthday October 2 with an exhibition October 15 of some of his rare memorabilia curated by Virendra Kumar Bhargav. The exhibition Me and My Gandhiji featuring some of the rare collectible by businessmen and collector Kishore Junjuwala is a unique tribute to the apostle of non-violence currency notes. Coins, stamps, letters, recordings of speeches by all India radio paintings, a paint print and a tiny wooden urn carrying the Mahatma's ashes. This exhibition helps you understand Gandhi a bit better. ये मत पूछो क्या है, ये पूछो क्या नहीं है. Don't ask me what is here about Gandhi, ask what is not here. Says Junjunwala, sitting in the corner room of his massive flat overlooking the Arabian Sea at the edge of the green covered private pathway to the governor's house in Malabar Hill. Social media and violent content fueling juvenile crime in Delhi. 2,360 minors apprehended, 10 hours. 10 minors held every day on average. From New Delhi on September 25, a 15-year-old boy was apprehended for murdering another minor in New Humanpur, Northeast Delhi. We have to take care of Alvarez. Simon Van says after a real road from Barcelona. Alcaliza powers into semis from Tokyo, Europe plane on US team from Farrington Dale, USA. Anushka wins gold. Adrian bags silver from New Delhi. Real's Carvajal doubtful for Clasico from Madrid. Liverpool deserved defeat at Palace. Slot defending champs. Perfect start to Premier League ends. Healthy heart, happy life. With heart disease being a global health crisis, TUI along with Cardiological Society in India held at times conversation session to encourage proactive steps on how best to care for this vital organ. Around 25% of all deaths in India are caused due to different cardiovascular conditions. The Times of India in association with Cardiological Society of India hosted a special edition of the Times conversation on the occasion of World Heart Day, bringing together experts in the field of cardiology. Dr. Sanjay Tyagi, President CSI, Dr. Dhiman Kahani, President-elect CSI, Dr. P. Sirat, immediate past President CSP, Dr. S. V.P. Sinha, Honorary Secretary CSI, and Dr. Roy, governing body member, World Heart Federation, and each member CSI on the team, non-commission agreed to strengthen awareness and combat cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular health, according to World Heart Federation (WHO), people across the globe are missing out on the chance to protect their heart health. The result is catastrophic, with 1 in 5 premature deaths occurring due to CVD in India. Youth are primarily affected due to their sedentary lifestyle, unhealthy diet, tobacco consumption, and an apathy to keep their vitals under check. This is unfortunate because just a 25 minutes walk per day can control 80% of CVD. If you can treat hypertension effectively from 1 in 5 to 1 in 2, then it will prevent around 130 million premature deaths, shared Dr. Roy. This is right from WHF this World Heart Day. The aim is to involve the vulnerable population. They should pledge to eat healthy, exercise, shun tobacco, and undergo regular checkups to keep blood pressure, blood sugar, blood lipids under control. We thought of not missing out a single heartbeat, so our slogan is "Don't miss a beat," added Dr. Roy. Actions that count, according to Dr. Kohli. Exercise is very good as it prevents premature death. Legal discharge is extremely effective, efficacious, and works across all genders and ages. In advanced countries, they have been able to reduce the incidence of coronary heart disease by 40 to 50%. Stated Dr. Kohli, while 150 minutes of brisk weekly walking prevents heart attacks in many cases or coronary artery disease in many patients. Indians being more vulnerable should walk for 150 to 300 minutes per week. About not smoking being more important than exercising. Dr. Kelly enlightened it is not so in India. CLE strike 10 to 15 years earlier. If a young guy smokes 2-3 cigarettes a day, that becomes the only risk factor. Secondly, bidi, as well as raw tobacco products like coini, tannin, guluku are equally injurious. They not only cause heart disease but also oral cancer. Similarly, fancy pan masala consumed by different sections of the population are just as bad. Every year we lose 1 crore patients because of use of tobacco. Problems occur after 50. Debunking the misconception as well. CVD being a disease only of the affluent, Dr. Sinha said, it is seen that 50% of heart disease occurs in those younger than 50 and more than economically disadvantaged part of society. A 4-decade-old study brought out the major factor, the most important one being cholesterol. Second, tobacco use in balanced diet is also a risk factor. WHF has initiated a program. Personal approach is looking with what the old slogan was, use heart for action. This year we have keep the beat going. Stresses on yourself to stop tobacco use. Go for regular BP, sugar, cholesterol check. To conclude, 50 under 50 is a very important concept in UN Sustained Development Goals. 30 under 30 aims at decreasing heart disease 30% by 2030. Asserted Dr. Sinha, you can make a difference. When asked about one small daily habit from walking, eating right or sleeping well that can make the biggest difference to the heart, Dr. Tyagi expounded a combination of walking, eating right and sleeping is needed to keep the heart healthy. Healthy diet contains less of saturated fat, no trans fat and more of leafy vegetables and vegetarian types of diet. Fish and chickens are good. Red meat is bad for the heart. Besides 30 to 40 minutes exercise daily, checking BP and talking and taking medicines regularly also matter. Diabetics should take care of blood sugar level. Remember cholesterol as well as blood sugar level. Obesity is a risk factor in men. Waist size should be less than 90 centimeter and women 80 centimeter. Abdominal obesity caused blockage in artery. Controlling all risk factors and stress is important. Added Dr. Role of technology. Can smart devices really help look after the health? Dr. F opined, yes, smart devices and mobile apps are good. They are playing a growing role in monitoring heart health, early detection and for motivation. They help monitor BP as well as one's weight, diabetes and outcome of exercise. But technology is a partner and can never be a replacement for a doctor. It message on World Heart Day. Enjoy life, eat healthy. Do regular exercise for 30 to 45 minutes. Manage your stress, avoid smoking, get regular checking for BP, diabetes and finally maintain a healthy heart. CSI is involved in various on-ground projects from managing school health program involving 100 schools and 35,000 students in West Bengal to leveraging technology in diagnosis of heart disease. We are working on a digital stethoscope to detect heart sounds and heart mumps, heart disease early and take measures, concludes Dr. Sinha. Banking will be hyper personalized in 5 years. NatWest CIO marker from Bengaluru. UK banking major NatWest is doubling down on India with a visually larger footprint and a sharper engineering mandate. The company has opened and expanded Bengaluru facilities spanning more than 370,000 square across 11 floors. We wanted a center in Bengaluru that is a statement of our ambition. Scott Marker, Group Chief Information Officer, told DY when he visited the new facility recently, we want to hire the best talent. We are very cognizant of the strong ecosystem here around technology, particularly data and hardcore engineering, and we want to be an employer of choice in the region. India already houses a significant portion of NatWest's workshop, 18,000 out of little over 60,000 globally and a growing share of its engineering muscle. The bank's wealth effort premium customers in built entirely out of Bengaluru, whilst Chinese house and ATM development lab complete with testing machine. The company has a presence in Gurgaon too. Mega issue Tata Cap IPO to open October 6 from Mumbai. H1B impact on remittances to the other $1 billion report says from Mumbai. The image of the restriction on H1B visas by the United States on remittances by overseas Indian should be within $15 billion according to a Barclays research report. The report also shared that the rising trend of global capability centers, which includes many US headquartered firms, is here to stay and would strengthen further amid this likely H1B overhaul instead of acting as a drag on services exports. Earlier this month, US President Donald Trump announced two changes for the H1B visas, a one-time $100,000 fee for new visas, and a wage-based selection process which replaces the existing lottery-based selection system favoring higher skilled and higher paid applicants by giving them multiple entries in the selection pool. The impact of these new rules in terms of likely loss of jobs and dependent livelihoods cannot be discounted, but the effect via remittance is unlikely to reach $5 billion out of the total of $83 billion. Other countries, Germany, Canada, have already started showing interest in attracting higher skilled Indian talent, and we expect some redistribution of movement over the medium term. Said Barclays, the US accounts for 62% of India's IT and IT-enabled services exports. Salish Chandra was to lead new Tata Motor units from Mumbai from tariff. It is likely to be business as usual for pharma from New Delhi or Hyderabad. India's generic companies are likely to continue with business as usual, made as US President Donald Trump's 100% levy on pharmaceuticals is targeted at branded and patented medicines, but it may also prompt some of them to rethink their playbook. Bengaluru housing sales surged 21% in Q2 from New Delhi. Bengaluru's housing market is witnessing strong demand with sales estimated to rise 21% in July to September to 1,680 units according to Rock Equity. Deposit claims up to 15 lakh rupees get easier for king of deceased. With RBI's policy due October 1 analysts wait V9 inflation, GST tweaks, US tariffs and global risk shaping rate outlook. SBI research pitches 25 basis PT repo rate cut from Mumbai. GST rising hurts fuel sales in September. Gold silver may extend rally amid US jobs data from analysts in New Delhi. Tariff moves and RBI policy to guide equity markets from analysts. Say global trend, FPI standing activity to be key driver. We want India to float 3K crore rupees IPO on October 3. चलो दिल्ली पंख फैलाओ जरा घूम के आओ. The festival season with more aircraft joining our fleet and an expanding network fly from Delhi to your favorite destination. More aircraft, more routes and more reasons to fly. Starting from 1st November 2025, starting from 6th November 2025, starting from 26th October 2025. Does your heart have a ticking time bomb? LDC cholesterol silently builds up in your arteries, blocking them. Over time, blockages due to LDLC are responsible for over 85% heart disease. Sudden death. Why more youth today are having heart attacks? Doctors. Doctors say awareness about managing LDL cholesterol, which causes plaque to build up and clog arteries, is still very poor despite an increase in cardiac events and fatalities at a younger age. Ram had a heart attack when he was 33. 5 years ago, it happened at 9:45 a.m. in office and started with a sensation of pain and needles in his left arm and a general restlessness when Khandewal started feeling electric shocks. His colleagues wheeled him in an office chair to the parking lot and rushed him to a nearby hospital. Doctors discovered Khandewal had a 100% block in his left heart anterior descending artery. The primary artery that supplies oxygen-rich blood to the heart and 90% blocks in two other arteries, and he had left nothing until the actual heart attack. They had to perform two angioplasty surgeries in a span of 10 days. Sudden and unexpected cardiac events caused by blockades in arteries called atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis are becoming more and more common, and in people who are being heart attacks today don't take place only in people above 55. They affect people in 30 to 50 age group as well. In 2017, I was diagnosed with dyslipidemia with doctor prescribed calcium and vitamin D3 supplements but no medicine, says Khandewal. Dyslipidemia is a condition when there are abnormally high levels of fat, lipids in the blood, which include high levels of LDL, low density lipoprotein, cholesterol, and triglycerides, and low levels of high density lipoprotein. Cholesterol imbalance can lead to the building of plaque in the arteries, causing blockages and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease such as heart attacks and strokes. LDCC management is recognized as a critical aspect of heart health today. LDC cholesterol was off the heart at 187 milligram or deciliter head. He had no idea. I never thought that I could have a heart attack. He says I was healthy, used to go to the gym often and had even lost some weight. I don't know at the time that when your LDC levels go up, there are no symptoms since I hadn't done a lipid profile test between 2017 and 2019. I didn't know my LDC cholesterol had shot up to dangerous levels, subsequently causing his heart attack. LDCC is a silent killer in many cases. It's increased in court only when it's too late, when the person has already suffered a cardiac. The only way to monitor this is through regular testing with at the very least a lipid profile test. India has always had a burden of atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, says Dr. Aziz Menon, Director of Cardiac Science at Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital in Mumbai. It affects people in an age group that is 10 years younger than their counterparts in the West, but it is a curable, modifiable risk. As Dr. Menon, studies over the years have shown that we can reduce the progression of ASCVD by keeping LDC cholesterol as low as possible, just as we can control diabetes and hypertension through targeted treatment. We can do the same with LDL-C2. This is an important secondary prevention initiative. The primary being treating a cardiac event when it takes place. Targeted treatment starts with the understanding that LDC levels must be personalized according to risk. What seems a safe level for someone could be highly dangerous for another. Cardiac association all over the world have now created specific targets based on risk stratification, says Dr. John Christopher, Director of Cardiac Magging at KL Banjara Hills Hospital in Hyderabad. If you are 35-year-old with no commodities such as high sugar and high blood pressure and LDCC range of 100 to 100 mg may be perfectly safe, but the same range is fatal for someone who may be borderline diabetic and hypersensitive, hypertensive, has a family history of cardiac events, and has already suffered a heart attack or stroke. All these factors layer up and increase risk, so then it must be brought down to much lower levels. So, alternatively, health 55-year-old may get by with an LDCC score of 70 to 80 mg or DI, but a 40-year-old with commodities must reduce it by quite a bit. Personalized targets are therefore crucial, and the previously separate safe level of 100 mg or DI no longer holds true. Aarti Joshi did not know any of this. The 45-year-old corporate profession was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in her teens and had never heard of LDCC. My education started after I had an attack 2 years ago, she says. All my life doctors have asked me to manage my diabetes. Nobody said anything about the LDC cholesterol or how that could combine with my diabetes to put me at greater risk. An endocrinologist had once mentioned in passing that she should get her cholesterol levels checked. It was in the 80 to 90 range, and since it was under 100, no one gave it much thought. Today, the most specialized cardiologist that I consult with tell me that because of my diabetes, I should have been warned from day one that my LDC level needs to be below 50 or might have a heart attack. So studies over the years have shown that we can reduce the progression of ASCVD by keeping LDC cholesterol as low as possible, Dr. Ajit Mehndi said. Which started with the most unlikely symptoms. Joshi, a Pune resident, was traveling to Mumbai when her cheek started hurting. Into that night, her left arm started hurting too, and she experienced a burning sensation in her chest. And ECG showed that Joshi had a 100% block in her primary artery, but she was able to function because the other arteries were compensating for the damage known as cholesterol. In 2019, Joshi LDCC was at 119 mg or DI all the time of her heart attack. I had shot up to 200. I had a long-standing pre-condition of diabetes, which combined with the emotional stress of caring for and then long by parents probably caused it to build up much faster than usual, says Joshi. Obesity isn't just about weight, it's about your heart's health. 10% of cardiovascular deaths worldwide are due to high BMI. This World Heart Day, have a weight loss conversation with your doctor. Obesity 34 years after 5 killed in fake encounter court rejects CBI closure report, reopened case from Mohali. The 1991 Nurpur Berry fake encounters file will not reopen as a High Court of Special CBI Judge Baljinder Singh Sarah recently set aside the fourth closure report accepted by a CBI court. The case relates to the arrest, extrajudicial killing of Jagdish Singh, a PWD boatman and his family members, including his wife, 65-year-old mother, 3-year-old daughter and an infant son during a police raid on May 21, 1991. Jagdish was the nephew of then Additional District and Session Judge Firozpur K.S. Koldhar and lived with his family at Koldhar's farmhouse in Anandpur Sahib. Boardman who harassed girl students held from New Delhi or Agra, self-styled boardman Chaitanyanand Saraswati, who allegedly sexually harassed 17-year-old woman. Musewala's dad to contest 2027, call from Mansa. Murder FIR against 2 cops after teen dies in custody from Fazilka. Punjab to push street blaze, 1 or 2 cops from fire. PM stampede to rise, Super D panel begins proud from Chennai. Government pushing for Chhat Puja's UNESCO tag. Modi says Modi hails RSS for its selfless service. Days before RS celebrates its 100th anniversary, PM Modi on Sunday showed praise on the Hindutva organization for its selfless service and discipline and said nation first is always supreme in every action of its volunteers. From New Delhi, government is striving to get the Chhat Mahaparv included in the UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list, and when that happens, people in every corner of the world will be able to experience the festival's grandeur and divinity. PM Narendra Modi said on Sunday in his Mann Ki Baat radio broadcast. Modi also pointed out that some time ago, on account of similar efforts by the government, Kolkata's Durga Puja also became a part of this UNESCO list. Our festivals and celebrations keep India's cultural alive. Chhat Puja is a sacred festival that comes after Diwali. This grand festival is dedicated to the sun god, is very special. He said, in this we offer Arghya to the setting sun also and worship it. Chhat is not only celebrated in different parts of the country, but its spreader is seen all over the world. Now it is turning into a global festival, he said. I am very happy to inform you that the government of India is also engaged in an endeavor to connect with Chhat Puja. PM stampede to all rises, 240 panel readings from US must base India, Brazil says Commerce Secretary came amid tariff row. Silent Bharati, here is in driver's seat but in control of nothing. Worshipping Durga, the primordial energy. Durga Puja is a festival of joy, color and triumph of good over evil. It consists of Navratri followed by Vijayadashmi, commemorating Durga's triumph over Maheshur, earliest images of Durga as Manchur, Mardini date to approximately 100 CE, and most significant earliest account is in the Devi Mahatmya of Markandeya Puran, in which Devis were born from the combined forces of gods to kill the buffalo demon. Therefore, many scholars thought that Durga is not Vedic. However, Buddhist worship is a living and evolving tradition rooted in India. Early Vedic texts do not mention Durga, but they do refer to goddess. What in human, what appears as the force that holds together all existence, power, how of Rudra brings forth the sun and breathes tempest. She, she expresses the idea of unity of the universe, pervading heaven and earth. She identifies herself with the universal soul and claims important position in governance of the universe. She is the involved energy, the real force, and the guiding feminine principles in the scheme of creation. She is the feminine counterpart of creating and annihilating God, and no work would be accomplished without His innate Shakti. Hymns of Rigveda, uttered by what subsequently formed the basis of Shakta cult. Devi worship is also linked to development of agriculture by women. The tradition of women carrying seed from their home to Sasural is one of such living memory of this relationship. Kalash Sthapana in Durga Puja enacts the agriculture process by the seeds are sown around the Kalash, watered daily over 9 days, and its growth signifies abundance and property. The goddess is not only Mahishasudini but Annapurna and Shakam Dhari, who is indicated her connection with agriculture. In early days of agriculture, by buffalo being a big threat to crops associated, eliminating of risk by Maheshwar Mardin, however, with domestication of buffalo, this enmity ends in Devi Mahatmya, Shiv Puran and Viman Puran. The buffalo demon is a straightforward enemy, but in later Purans, this relationship evolved. So much so that in the Kalika Purna, Manisha is identified with Shiv. Satpat Brahman explains the evolution of agriculture through assessing of sacrificial reasons from animals to earn when searched for by digging. It is found in the form of rice and barley. Devi worship is also linked with non-Vedic indigenous traditions such as Seva, road rice. On Vijayadashmi, devotees are encouraged to emulate behavior of Savaras. Kalika Purna prescribes Savarasar on the 10th day, an inherited celebration of joyful Madhuri, singing provocative songs and exchanging playful banter. The tribal elements can also be seen in names used for goddess such as Chamunda, Chachika, Matanagi, Vidya, Vashini, and in words used in Nyas and Siddhkunj, Pastoram is Durga, Saptasati. Hinduism comprises Vedachar, Vedic rituals, and Lokachar, folk traditions. The goddess worship is an age-old tradition and emerged from lock and watch synthesized by Ved. Bhagavati Durga is not only the unity of God's forces but also the symbol of primordial energy running this world from Anadikal, beginning less time, out of control as long as overcrowding and events is celebrated, stampede will increase in frequency and intensity. Government bulldozing will through Koran JPC will be by consensus with UTC in spotlight. Rahul's Yatra got phenomenal response. House lesson for Trump. US Congress has pursued strategic convergence with India by not allowing trade disagreements to get in the way. But Trump's uncompromising approach on every issue is jeopardizing this long-term goal. India-US trade negotiations have resumed, but beneath the hopeful rhetoric from the leaders, questions remain mainly on tariffs, market access, and India's continued purchase of Russian oil. Two daddies, too many. Trump demands praise, but Pakistan can't butter him up as well as be China's point state. Strong body, sharp mind, calm soul with yoga. Practice yoga with India's top instructor. Special offer ends today. Book your slot now. Court CBI further report acceptance is regular. Freedom police meeting was then killed. Tamil Sikh immediately have civil Sikh action against airing TI staff from Chandigarh. Behind MP and senior Shiromani Akali Dal leader Simrat Kaur Badal on Sunday as Indian Civilization Minister Pura Ramjan Naidu to ensure exemplary punishment to Air India staff members who humiliated and insulted a Sikh passenger. She also emphasized the need to sensitize airline staff not to click on articles of faith of passengers. Bajwa Vets for Punjab as gateway to Eurasia. DGP launches toll-free helpline to report organized crimes. From Chandigarh, Punjab Director General of Police DCP Gaurav Yadav on Sunday launched a dedicated toll-free helpline 1800 330 1100 for the public to report organized crimes including intimidation, extortion and gangster related activities. Anonymously, the helpline has been activated by the Punjab Police Anti-Gangster Task Force (AGTF) to provide citizens with a direct and confidential channel to report organized crime. During the launch of the helpline, the DCP made a trial call to 1800 330 1100 interacted with the representatives to understand the working of the news system. He directed the government representatives that there should be a quick and active response to the calls received. In a video message to the public, the DCP assured that every piece of information received on the helpline will be treated with the highest level of confidentiality and the identities of callers will be protected. He appealed to the people of Punjab to say the number, report any such incidents without any fear or hesitation, and join the Punjab Police in its mission to build safer states. This helpline is a powerful tool for the public to directly assist the police. Reports received here will be led actions at the DCP while emphasizing that the helpline was centrally monitored under the direct supervision of the additional Director General of Police, AGPF prompted when to ensure effective and prompt follow-up on every week, on every week. The DGP said the established infrastructure of the 112 helpline is being utilized to ensure the smooth functioning of this helpline. However, calls to this number will be taken up independently by specialized officers from the AGPF who will personally handle the matters and coordinate with the concerned district if required. Supreme Place of Government seeks every release of compensation. 8 lakh rupees double payments cabin concept are suspended. Target accuses BJP of playing with politics. Punjab BJP to hold mock assembly session today from Chandigarh. Amid blame game over floods, SKM seeks judicial probe to check what went wrong from Bathinda. Musiwala's dead eyes called Divert from Slam Singer the Sea from Bathinda. Punjab's slow on polluting sources 60% still unchecked, PPCB data says. Street plays and publicity bans part of Punjab's farm fire plan. Did Basmati kill Basmati? High yielding hybrid boosted profits and productivity, but they have also pushed traditional rice varieties to the brink of extinction. Now some seed saviors are stepping in. Why India's national identity matters in the age of amnesia. Model minority to target, pressing the rise of anti-media hate online. Recent studies show how sellers blaming Indian immigrants as job thieves and invaders have spread from Texas to Toronto. Modi hailed RSS for its services contributions to nation building. This marked another instance of PM Modi praising the Sangh and echoed his remarks during the Independence Day address New Delhi ahead of the Rashtriya Sevak Sangh completing 100 years on Vijayadashmi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi shared on Sunday the spirit of selfless service and the discipline it inculcates are the true strength of the Sangh, emphasizing that nation first remains the priority in every action of its countless volunteers. This marked another instance of PM Modi praising the Sangh and echoed his remarks during the Independence Day address, in which he noted that for the past 100 years RSS, some Sevak Sangh have dedicated their lives to fulfilling the resolve of Vyakti Nirman, character development and Rashtra Nirman, nation building for the welfare of Mashtubhumi, motherland. In the 126th edition of his monthly radio talk Man Ki Baat, Modi hailed the RSS for an unprecedented and inspiring journey. This Vijayadashmi is special for another reason. He said and added, this day marks 100 years of the foundation of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. This journey of the century is an amazing and unprecedented as it is inspiring. When the RSS was found 100 years ago, the country had been bound by the chains of slavery for centuries. Centuries-long slavery had deeply hurt the country's self-respect and self-defense, self-confidence, and the world's countless civilians was facing an identity crisis. Our countrymen were becoming victims of an inferiority complex, Modi said. Therefore, along with the country's independence, it was also important that the country be freed from intellectual slavery. In this context, the most revered Dr. Hamdevar began to ponder over the issue. For this Herculean task, he founded the RSS on the auspicious occasion of Vijayadashmi 1925, India's first space observatory, India's first space observatory turns 10 outlines planned is first India-born cheetah set to reach adulthood from Bhopal. Fake PWBD dog fox ducks attempts at remote access in CCIA Tier 1 around 3.5 lakh candidates appeared in Tier 1 of the exam which was held over 15 days ending Friday. High Court found on Pune University promoting failed students issue notice from Mumbai. Shah rejects ceasefire offer from Naxals from New Delhi. TN Stampede called reaches 40 TVK moves High Court for CBI fraud from Chennai. Online betting case ED to touch assets of some cricketers, actors. Leading the way in cardiac innovation, world surgery excellence at HCMCT, Manipal Hospitals, New Delhi. The human heart has four valves that ensure blood flows smoothly and in the right direction. Aortic, mitral, pulmonary, and tricuspid. When these valves are diseased or damaged, the heart's efficiency drops, leading to shortness of breath, chest pain, fatigue, or even life-threatening heart failure. In India, valve disease is a major cause of morbidity, and valve replacement surgery has emerged as a reliable solution to restore normal heart function. Heart valve disease generally occurs when valves either narrow stenosis or re-losing creation. This can happen due to congenital abnormalities, age-related degeneration, infections like rheumatic fever or lifestyle disease. 7,131 empty paddy reaches Mohali's mandis in 10 days. At Khatkar Kalam, marks a tribute to Bhagat Singh from Khatkar Kalam. Marches, street plays in memory. His legacy is not just in what he built, but in the people he empowered and the lives he transformed. In the earned memory of Shri Yadupati Singhania, 29 September 1953 to 13 August 2020. One performance run for excellence mark ARTRCA's 35th Raising Day. Mohali police bust motorcycle theft gang 3 held from Mohali. Diarrhea outbreak in Nabha village 140 cases reported from Mohali. Matthew King's man over land dispute from Shimla. Spiti Valley, India's first cold desert biosphere reserve from Shimla. Schoolgirl dies after failing off hostel 5th floor from Shimla. Chotala villagers hope for relief after assurance from ministers from Hisar. For YouTubers charged for gang rape of women. It has also been alleged that the YouTubers initially made failed attempt to press her into the fresh state from Chandigarh. This Sarah of file killed in Gurgaon, car crash sent for alcohol test Gurgaon. Panipat among tea export hubs searching for new shots from Chandigarh. Dengue count crosses 800, Gurgaon in top 5 hotspots from Gurgaon. Another inmates flees from Central Jail Ambala from Ambala. ED attaches 153 crore rupees assets of realty found in PMLA case. I thank all my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students, scholars, teacher, trader, officer, officials, professor, professionals, distant learners. I thank all the respected doctors and directors. I thank all honorable ministers and managers. I thank all honorable advocates, president, district advisor. Last but not the least, I would like to thank the most honorable President Modi ji. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. health issue.